Um, let's see. What are you guys seeing? Are you seeing my?
Now you're sharing. You're good.
Okay, cool. All right. So we started we ran a Coach Basics last month, and we're trying to get better about that going into all year long because I know last year we kind of went in spurts, like we did random ones, I guess, when we had people, and keeping it more consistent, having something to invite to or have something to have new coaches get started with right off the bat, I think is very important. So they are not like totally overwhelmed with, say, like the Project Fearless Academy or something like that. People can get so stuck on the things that are in there. And I think it's a great tool. And I think that all of us should know where to point people if they have like certain questions about things. However, what I've learned is that getting people their first wins is very important. So I thought I would just share with you. Last week we talked about how I was like hesitating over starting something new and wasn't sure the direction to take on it. And so I thought I'd just kind of do an overview on that. But first, this is our mug club already for this month. There's 8 days left, 8-ish days. We've helped 18 people so far. There's lots of new names on this list. For example, Misty Thompson, who was part of this 5-day training, and she signed 3 people like insane. She hasn't even started reaching out to like everybody who liked that post that she put up. So I have no doubt like she will probably be at SC10 by the end of the month. We have Ashley, Ashley, Amy. Those are 2 new names I see on here. And then we have, well, Brad hasn't been on here for a while. Erica at 2, Casey at 2, Sarah at 2, Brittany at 2, Rochelle at 2, and Rochelle at 4, Lauren at 4. So there is still plenty of time, and if you're still pushing to get there, maybe some of these basics will help you get there. So Coach Basics is for new coaches, so ask your coach to be a part of one. We have the group up now, and simply what will happen is each month the date will just change and the posts will go up again, the same ones. Now, anybody can really jump into that when they want, and just go to the unit section and go through the 5 days like self-paced. So it's totally up to them like how they want to learn. I already kind of talked about that. A new existing coach that's pushing to make SC by the end of the month, go back to the basics. And if you are you have a coach that you're leading other coaches, that's awesome. You can decide whether you want to use the group or if you want to start like a message pod between, like, say you have like 2 or 3 new coaches starting out. I think it's important to like group them together because then they see other people doing it with them, like right alongside. So you can like get to know the other person. And when you see somebody draft their first post, it makes it that much easier for you to draft yours and get it up. So Coach Basics, who, what, when, how. So who, that can be us as a group doing it, or that can be you teaching them how to do it. The what, it's a 5-day Coach Basics group. Just walks through like easy steps of how to get your first post up, how to reach out. When, we'll do it once a month. That's in the marketing calendar that we put out as a team. So you're welcome to put people in there. Or if you have a new coach that's just starting out, like, don't wait, just start it whenever you want. And then how, if you wanted to do something on the side, you can just take those posts that are already in that challenge group. Like, you can figure out how they best learn. I know for me, I would have been better off just in a private message between my coach and I. So I'm like, when I first started, I would have been intimidated being in a group. So kind of figuring out what is best for them. All right. So day one, this is the graphic I use. Step one is to draft their first post. And I really had them dig deep on like what, and you guys can go look at Misty's post that she did the other day. It was awesome. She talked about how she lost 40 pounds on a diet that pretty much eliminated her carbs. And so she knew it wasn't a lifestyle thing. And this was like adding the fitness into it, and having the challenge group was huge for her to actually stick with it at home and while she was traveling from Maine to California during all of this, by the way. So having them dig deep on that, come up with a picture to use, figure out a time to post it, and she posted it, got on a plane to California, and she got there and was like, holy crap, I have like 80 likes. People are reaching out to me like crazy. So that was cool. And then step two is just to make a list of 20 friends. So most of these people have been a part of a challenge group before. So I kind of say, you know, who would you love to have in there with you? Is it an old college buddy? Is it somebody you sit next to at work? Is it a bestie? Is it somebody you've been following on Facebook but haven't talked to in like 10 years? Just to get their wheels turning and to actually come up with a physical list of who they would love to have in there with them. Step two is to make their first post and then post it between 8 and 9 that night. Step two, so now I'm having them focus on inviting their first 20 friends. So they've already made their post, put it up. In that second day, they're inviting their friends. Hey, I don't know, you probably don't know this because I haven't told anybody yet, but I've been a part of this group and I'm loving the results I'm getting. Thought it'd be fun. I'm thinking about starting another one. Would you like to do it with me? Like, I give them a couple of different examples of what to say, and I say, make it your own. And they just set a timer and send it to those 20 people. Hi, Zoe. She just opened the door. Day three is to invite those. So you've already put up your post. Invite those who loved your post. And then step two, follow the conversation template as you get yeses. So in Misty's case, she was doing Transform 20. So I pretty much did like the Help One Foundation script where it gave her the video, it gave her the options, and like, because I knew things were happening really fast for her. So that's the route I kind of took with her. And then following up, because we all know that's the most important part. We are all busy doing a million different things. So step one is follow up with everybody who you reached out to on that first or that second day. And then step two is to figure out how you're going to track, whether it be pen and paper, something digital, and then track your follow-ups. So my advice for anybody who's kind of like stuck on, you know, what to post right now, if you've been around a while, if you like, just dig a little bit deeper. Like, it's tough when you've been around a while. You kind of forget like what happened beforehand. So what did you try? What did you fail at? What did you struggle most with? How did this help you? So yeah, going back to that. And then day 5, I put this together today. Some of you guys have already seen this, but to get a real feel on where a coach is at and what they want out of this opportunity, I think is huge for you to be able to put your energy in the right place. So I am grateful for this opportunity to help improve myself and others. It's kind of like a commitment agreement to yourself and to us. basically little statements for each vital behavior, which lists them all right there. Did anyone see that recognition now changed to get people results? I mean, it kind of goes in the same category, but they like officially changed it. Noticed that when I was looking that up in the back office today. And then for them to write out their why. So with writing it out, writing what excites them most, what their biggest fear is, how much time they want to dedicate, and for them to sign it and date it, that just goes to show, like, if they're going to have this printed out, most likely, because they have to sign it. So it's going to be around. They're going to see it, and then they're going to send it back to us. So then we can better coach them because we know what they want, what their fears are, and we can address those as they kind of like pop up. And then first month goals, help one person, ideally spouse or family member. We all know that the importance on that. Help the second person, which would allow them to go Emerald, so they would promote the next Thursday, and to help the third person by the end of the month to make Success Club. So in our basic training group in the pre-post, it does explain Success Club and Emerald, like all that sort of stuff. So they should already know that. But if they don't, then they ask questions to us, and then we point them in the right direction. So I think that was the last slide I had. Yep, it is. Any questions, comments, things to add? Do we like the idea of continuing Coach Basics every month? Or would you rather like take it and do it your own? No. Sarah's like, no. You can do it either way. Whoever. These are just to support you guys and whatever you need. You feel free to take them, make them your own, or use what's there.
I love the idea of the fact that you've got it routinely going, where I think for me, especially working full-time in my inconsistency problems that I have right now, it's nice to know you are consistent with it, and I just need to be better about plugging my people in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I figured with our challenge group, we learned that the best way to do it is to just do an ongoing one and change the theme, change the name every so often. And so, because what happens is with the Coach Basics, the people who are in there from last month, hopefully not, like if they fell off track or, this just is a memory jogger again when those posts go up again for 5 days for them to pick up. Maybe it's a better time. So unless they pull themselves out of the group, then they're just going to continue to get an update every month. And hopefully by showing that we show up, by continuing to do that, they're going to be like, oh, they're pretty consistent with this. Maybe I should probably do this.
Right.
I think too, it's sometimes just like, like getting them to start on their health and fitness too. It's starting them to get on their coaching side, and it's all about timing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that you do it monthly because, sometimes I think they get a bug in their ear and they're like, no, I don't know. But then if they, next month might be a little bit more like, okay, yeah, maybe I do want to do it. So I think timing, is always different for everybody. So I think it's good to do it like that.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else about that topic? If not, no? No. Okay. So last week, this is just like housekeeping or whatever. So last week, our challenge group, we kind of talked about Fit and Fearless something. Do you think we should do a poll sometime next week? I want people to get through like Transform 20 That's why I haven't mentioned it yet. But we think a poll sometime next week.
Yeah.
Okay. You have any boot camp, tribe, squad, any other ideas, just throw them on the team page or in a message thread, and I'll add them to the list. So Sarah's running the group this week, and it looks like it goes back to rotation. So we don't have anybody for next week. Do we want to just start the rotation again? Like I'll start? Or I'm open to anything. So it gets us through like 2 months each doing it, which is awesome. And we all have a different spin on it.
I know. I like doing it that way.
I love doing it that way because it takes a little bit of pressure off of
Yeah.
that part of coaching.
Yeah. And it gives you a chance to be a challenger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Then I will start a little doc on that, and I'll put my name at the top. You guys can just like do our thing. I feel like we've done this enough times now where we just know the drill. All right, cool. Anything else? Anything like not
Well,
coaching?
going forward on that, are we focusing on 21 Day Fix or not really? Like just
What? Like next week?
Well, I guess I mean, like sometimes I'd put my posts like with Transform 20 in mind,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I guess whatever week we choose, like
Mm-hmm.
I guess but people are kind of doing all different things, so maybe not just have it generic.
I mean,
A group of us.
I'm personally probably gonna sprinkle some 21 Day Fix things in next week.
Yeah.
Because for me, I have some people starting March 4th, and I have maybe 2 or 3 starting with me on Monday.
Mm.
So if people are ending a program where they could finish it before April 1st, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of sprinkling that in. So I printed my workout calendar and stuff for that today.
Yeah,
Love
like
it.
my post for tomorrow, because it's Throwback Thursday, is mentioning that we're starting February, like Monday, around a 20-day fix, and
Cool.
we're going back to the basics, old school,
Mm-hmm.
starting from the beginning.
Yeah. I might do a poll sometime next week too. I mean, 2 different polls. So one doing the rename, and then one, I feel like we did this a while ago, like what program are you doing next? Or yeah, what program are you doing next? That way some people people are going to see that it's not just 21 Day Fixers
I
in
think
there.
that's a good idea.
So like Transform 20, there's Lift 4 in there, there's 80 Day Obsession. Those guys aren't, I mean, that's what they're doing. So,
Right.
but they can latch on to people who are starting 21 Day Fix on March 4th or 21 Day Fix on Monday or doing another round of Transform 20. So they can kind of see the names and the faces of their people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? No? All right,